recording.
All right, so welcome to the FFL new agent training call. I have new agent, I'm gonna mispronounce your last name. It's Ethan, is it Skoviera?
Yeah, Skoviera.
Skoviera, okay.
Yeah.
Ethan has been with us for about a week now, his first full week. So I just want to get him on here, kind of break it down. We have a lot of new agents that are, whether they're in the course still, going through contracting, trying to figure out what, the next steps are. And you said your first, week, so they probably want some feedback on it to see how it went. So if, first off, just talk about what you're doing before this, like what got you into it, things like that.
Yeah. So I went to University of Eau Claire. So I went there for 4.5 years. I was a kinesiology major with a minor in marketing. My initial plan was to be a physical therapist or a physician's assistant. And then I realized that after shadowing some people that I didn't want to do that. So I switched my mainframe from that to medical sales. Based off that, I realized you either need to know someone in the industry or have a good connection so you can get a really good internship. I had neither of those. So the next best thing with sales was my dad, who has been in insurance for 30 years now. So based off that, I talked to him. So I realized I want to be in sales, a little bit in insurance. I didn't know
what kind of insurance do you do?
I don't know exactly what he did in the beginning, but right now he does underwriting for travelers. So when he was in his early 20s, he did sales for, I think it was Realtree or something tree. I'm not exactly sure. But he did that for a couple of years, made some good money, and then went to underwriting with travelers. So I knew I wanted to be in sales, talked to some people there. That's basically where I left it off. And then I met my girlfriend, Courtney, who works for you, Keifer. And based off that, I kind of ran with it. But job-wise, I did a lot of random things. I worked for Menards. I ran the forklifts outside, and then I did DoorDash. I ran an ice truck for an ice company in Eau Claire. So really random things. So random college things, but I mean, it sounded about right for college. But yeah, so that's mainly what I did before I graduated in December. And then after the holidays, I started January 3rd. And then that's where we are now.
Okay. When did you start I feel like it's funny. When did you start your actual course?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know the exact date, but I think it was early October. I started studying. I got the course done in 2 or 3 days, 3 days, something like that. So I just spent a lot of time in the University of Eau Claire library, grinding through it. Just want to get it done. I guess that's just my personality. I just want to get through it. So I think it was like 2 days, and then I scheduled my course. And then my girlfriend who works for you scheduled me for the wrong course. So I went, I took the wrong course for the wrong test. I took the wrong test, but I passed it. But then we realized afterwards it was the wrong test, passed that, realized it was the wrong one. So then a couple days later, I took the next one online. I missed the pass by like 5 questions, pretty sad. But I think 2 days later, I took it again. And then I passed it. So basically through and through course and passing the test, it was like a 9 days, 10 days, something like that. So let's say October 10th through October 20th, it was basically done, give or take.
So you didn't pass the first time, but
no,
still got done. So what did that process look like though, as far as like what were you doing in between? Because I know you're in school, but what were you doing? That's a long time before you actually started doing it. So I feel like that process was actually really good for you. I feel like you did training and stuff like that, right? Too, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that was I mean, obviously that's a little bit long, but it was good that you got to get to training and stuff like that. And I feel like it definitely helped you in your first week. But what did you do? So you just had your first week, the first 2 days, your run days. What did you end up doing your first week?
After everything, it was about 6,000 in my first week. Yeah, in sales.
That's insane though. I don't think you even raise that is. So let's say, your first batch, we kind of split that to go over that just to help you out in your first when you first started. But so say you spent like $1,000. I mean, obviously you spent like a little bit less than that, but you spent about like $2,000 on leads in total.
Yeah, in total, without you helping me out, if I don't include you, which I obviously do mentally, but if I didn't include you, it was like, like 2,100, give or take, something like that.
Okay.
So they're 3,800 in profits, give or take.
Yeah. So I just wanted to quickly do the math of that though. So, okay. So it was 3,200 on profit? Is that what you said?
38.
38.
Give or take, maybe a little bit more, 39.
So that's $15,200 you would profit, and you probably suck. Like, let's be honest. You just start. I mean, you did pretty good for your first week, but like you're new, it was your first week, and you would just like profited $15,000 your first week. You just graduated college. There's 52 weeks in a year.
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks. Okay, wait. I was doing months, so
no worries. Yeah, I was like, oh, it's a lie.
So $180,000 in a year. If you suck selling insurance, that's literally what you just did. So that's kind of each year. But yeah, so can you just like, let's break it down. So you were going into all the training, stuff like that before you started. What did you prep for like your first dial day? What would that look like as far as preparing for your first dial day?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do much. I mean, my last semester I was doing all marketing classes, so all my classes was professional sales. So we did a lot of role play in that class. So we went through dialogues with people, we created different scenarios. Our final role play, we were recorded with my professor and about 15 other companies watching us online. So I had to sell to my professor about a company. We had a research company and sell a product to them, and they were graded off that. So based off that, I was pretty comfortable. So I ran through some role plays a little bit with my girlfriend, but otherwise I didn't really do much. But that's just me. I'm very comfortable talking with people. I don't really mind rejection when it comes face to face. But everyone's different. In reality, if you don't really feel too comfortable, the best thing to do is just roll through your script, make a script based off the videos that are online or the training, and roll through that a bunch to feel comfortable, so you turn into a robot basically. And then after that, just find what fits for you, I would say.
Yeah, I think that's super good, because I feel like a lot of people, like your first day, I remember my first day, I was just like, I was literally just reading the thing. I had not even read it before that, and so I was just like reading off, and if they had said something, I would just keep reading. Like I would literally just like so I just kept reading. No, I think that's super cool that you like, I mean, obviously not everyone just has that in them to like be able to talk with people, especially because you're calling random strangers. But that's a good tip of advice to like role play and just start talking to.
Really run through it. And then I guess when it comes to getting rejected over the phone or anything like that, because obviously being in person is a lot different than being on the phone. If you're on the phone, it's pretty easy to get rejected because you don't see them in face to face, so it's not too hard. But when you're getting rejected in person, it's really running through that script, knowing what to say afterwards when you do get rejected. So that's pretty important, I guess. Okay,
so I know I helped you. I think I gave you my script for that stuff, but I'm sure you made some on it. Can you just run through your script real quick? The
phone script.
Yep. So just call me.
Okay, I got it. All right. Ring.
Hello.
Keifer.
Yeah.
Hey Keifer, this is Ethan. I'm with Marathon County. I'm just getting back to you about that little mail card you sent in about the 2022 financial benefits plan and burial cost coverage. Just to make sure I have your information right. It says you're 25 years old. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I don't really remember that form though.
All right. Well, it was sent out about a couple of weeks ago. Also, just make sure it says your address is 1234 Green Bay Avenue. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. All right. It says you have no spouse. Is that correct?
Yeah. No.
All right, Keifer. Well, my job here is really simple. Like I said, I am the field underwriter for, I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember what county I said, but for Marathon County. I'm just here to get you the information. What this is a non-medical plan you sent in the information for. So there's no blood test, there's no tests like that. But what we need to do is meet in person to verify your ID, make sure you're not on hospice or chained any medical beds or anything crazy like that. I know it's pretty crazy, but it does happen. It's a quick 10 to 15-minute appointment just to go through all this information. Are you retired or still working, Keifer?
Still working.
Still working. That's what I thought by your age. Just got to check though. Maybe you're made off of a lot of money or something.
Wish. Awesome.
Yeah, I know. I wish too. I would be making this call. So are you more of a morning or night person with work?
I work a lot. Probably nights are probably better though.
Nights are probably better. So I'm running Marathon County Tuesday and Wednesday. So does 6 or 7 p.m. on Tuesday the 7th work better for you?
Like 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. All right. So I'll see you at 7 o'clock. Just before I end this phone call, is there any, since it's gonna be dark out around that time, is there any specific car in the parking lot, any landmark that's gonna make your house out better for me so I don't get lost in the dark?
Yeah, if you just put in the GPS, you'll be able to find it. But
Yeah.
I'll turn on the light too, just so you can know that it's
All right. All right. Perfect. Before I let you go, can you get a pen and paper out for me if that's okay with you?
Yeah, got it.
All right. Perfect. So I'm just gonna have you write down some information you don't forget. So my name is Ethan, Ethan, and then Skoviera. It's Skoviera. You got that?
Got it.
All right. So our appointment's gonna be the 7th on Tuesday at 7 p.m. I'm a younger man, got shorter brown hair, a little short beard. We're driving a silver sedan. I know it's gonna be dark out, but if you see it, that's what's gonna look like. And then I'm also gonna have you write down a confirmation code for me, just so when you see me at the door, if you feel nervous or anything, you can ask me and I'll recite it back to you and vice versa for me. So the code is F as in Frank again, L as in Larry, and then 7. Can you repeat that back for me?
FFL 7.
All right, perfect, Keifer. So I'm gonna see you at 7 o'clock on the 7th. Just give me a couple minutes of leniency. Like I said, I am running the whole county, so if my appointment goes late before that, I'm going to maybe be a couple minutes late, but I will not forget about you. Okay.
Okay, sounds
All right.
good.
All right, Keifer. I'll see you on the 7th. Okay.
Awesome. Sounds
All right,
good.
bye-bye. That's pretty
No,
much it.
it kind of sounded exactly like mine, but that's
Yeah,
all good.
I copied yours. Don't worry.
No, but like I like how you had you added the personality in it too, because you weren't ever like monotone throughout it.
Yeah.
Like you added a couple things in, a couple
I get
jokes.
my announcer voice going when I get on the phone.
No, that was super good. That was awesome.
Thank you.
So okay, so you had 2 dial days so far. What did those
Yeah.
dials look like? How many appointments did you book? Things
Yeah.
like that.
So my first dial day was Monday. If you're an FL person, the Mondays are starting days. I said I had 10 appointments. I did lie because I had 8 real appointments and then 10 were, I think Courtney said quick sets or whatever it's called. Yeah, so there are people that were like, oh, I don't know. One person canceled me. They texted me or left me a voicemail, canceled like 10 hours after I scheduled the appointment. So I had 8 real ones. So Tuesday I had 3, and then Wednesday I had technically 7. On Tuesday, my first appointment, I sold a policy right away to an older woman named Gloria. Shout out Gloria for the first one. That was a $1,300 Americo Eagle. I don't know exactly how to say it, but she had a policy with AIG for, I think it was $1,700. So she was paying $40 extra a month, give or take. Can't exactly remember the exact price, but I saved her about $40 extra a month. My second appointment, their address wasn't even the right address. When I confirmed with them, they don't even live there anymore. And then my third one, he already had a bunch of policies. He basically only wanted to pay like $5 a month. So it's just not really possible with what we're selling. So I couldn't really do much with him. And then my second day, had a couple no-shows, knocked on the door, they didn't answer anything. I sold a policy to a male for $2,300. He had no policies, no life insurance. He lost it like 5 years ago because he didn't make one payment. He lost his policy, he never got warned. So he's pretty upset about that. And then all the other ones were hit or miss. Either they didn't have enough money, or they thought it was someone else, or they thought the policy was free. I get that a couple times where they think that they don't have to pay any money. I'm not exactly sure where that comes from, but you do have to pay money for life insurance. Life isn't free. So, but yeah, that was my first 2 days. And then, so I had 8 real appointments said and done. I really had like 5 really real appointments, 6 real appointments. And then Thursday when I dialed, I had 10 real appointments. I have actually 2 on Monday on Zoom. So 8 in person. I scheduled them all for Friday because I just like loading on my schedule. I don't want to have big breaks in my schedule or anything like that. Like I said, first one, they just had no money. They're in the negatives. So just nothing you can do really about that. You don't want to sell a policy. They're just going to cancel right away because it's not going to help me. It's not going to help them. It's just a waste of our time. But we're not wasting our time helping people, but if they have no money, give them your card. You can help them later in life when they have more money, but you don't want to set them up for failure. Sold my second appointment for $1,200 something. Her name was, I think, Deborah. Deborah was a good girl. And after that, I had a couple missed appointments, no shows, stuff like that. And then late at night, I was supposed to sell a mortgage appointment. He got COVID, so we rescheduled that for Zoom on Monday. And then I was looking through my leads because I didn't want to leave because I only sold one appointment that day and I was in Wausau. So I looked through, saw a guy who was interested in it, called him up, sent an appointment, and sold a $930 policy. So yeah, it's pretty good. So in total, like I said, I think it was like 5,800 or something like that for the whole week, with a total of real appointments, like 14.
That's awesome. I feel like the way even you're talking about your policies and like the coverage and stuff like that, I feel like you know a lot about it because I feel like you're really good at asking like for advice and help and stuff like that. And I feel like that's why even when you're talking to explain your appointments, explain that they had no money and they were in the negatives, and you're using like stuff that like you're talking like you've been doing this for a while. And I feel like it's because I know, I feel like you're so good at like reaching out for help and asking for help and stuff like that. And I feel like that's huge because I feel like a lot of new agents, they go into the field and they think that they are just, all the training stuff like that are, I mean, they're all helpful, but I feel like they just think that they can just start this, and it's kind of a crazy thing to not ever reach out for help. Like people who are having success doing this, why wouldn't you reach out for help if they're offering help to you, And I feel like you did a really good job at like always connecting and trying to figure out what you might have done wrong, or what was just sending a text of explaining what just happened in the home, or things, just
Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you feel like in the home? Because I feel like, I mean, you sound like you did pretty good. When you got to home, you always called.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty smooth process as far as like getting in there, going through everything, stuff like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess everyone's different. That's the thing, is some people are going to have problems on the phone more. Some people are going to have problems in the home more. I don't really know. I've only been doing this for a week. I'm just making up stuff, I guess. But I mean, everyone's different, and that's the factor of life. So for me, I'm pretty comfortable in the home. I don't really mind meeting new people just through different things I've done with my family, or through different jobs. So I don't really mind meeting people in person. The biggest thing is just having a clear mind and just going in there and just trying to help them. Like you guys have always said, I don't know who exactly said it, but if you're going there trying to make money, the client's going to see that. They're going to look right through you and be like, this person's just trying to sell to me whatever they can sell to me. They're reaching for something. So if you just go in there, say hi, see what they need, and just kind of run through their finances and go through the steps that you're taught through the training, it goes pretty smoothly, as long as you listen to them. So, I mean, the home wasn't ever really too bad. Like I said, my first appointment I sold. Obviously, there's gonna be a little hiccups. I know yesterday I ran with a company in the beginning that I shouldn't have, or 2 days ago, I ran with a company that I shouldn't have based off their specifications. And I didn't know that exactly because I was just getting excited to sell a policy. And then I called you and I was like, I think something's wrong here. And you're like, yeah, you're not supposed to do that. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I had to tell the client, okay, yeah, this is wrong. So you're always gonna have those problems, but as long as you go in there, just remember what you we're trained to do, and what you study up on. It's really not too difficult. You just got to keep a clear mind, keep a steady pace, and just really focus on what they're saying. Because if they're saying I can only afford $70 per month premium, don't try to sell them 120 bucks or whatever, or don't try to do this. Try to get in there, because otherwise they're going to cancel that policy, and then neither one of you are going to
build value. You know, like I think that
yeah.
Something that has always like helped me when I've been struggling with like, you know, sales and stuff like that is like when people get home, people are always like, well, we just want to know what it's going to cost, or we just want to know the price. Like everyone's so concerned about that. And I feel like when you get there, just like making sure you really belittle their objections to like, if they ask and you're like, okay, yeah, no problem. It can honestly, because it really can, it can honestly cost you whatever you want it to cost you. It can cost you as much or as little as you want. It just depends on what first coverage. And so obviously something is better than nothing. So, you know, and then you just let them know you're going to break down the situation, break down their financial situation, and figure out what, you know, what you got left with and what we can put toward this. But I think that's always helped me, is to like let them know that like I just want to help you get coverage in place. I don't really care what you spend on it. I just want to make sure you're there to, you know, you're protecting your family in some sort of way. But exactly. Also that you had one sale and you weren't happy, so then that's good though. You like made use of your time and you called in, literally scheduled it that same, like right after you're done talking to him, or?
Yeah. So, like I said, that guy called me, he goes, hey, Ethan, I actually just tested positive with COVID, we're going to reschedule. So I talked to him on the phone. I was like, all right, can you do Zoom? He goes, yeah, it works. He's a 28-year-old. So he's pretty young. So I knew he knew how to use Zoom, because some older people don't have the tech savviness, or even they have a laptop and stuff.
No, I was meaning like the one that you said that you called somebody up and you scheduled an appointment.
Yeah. So he called me up and then he told me that. So I scheduled him on Zoom on Monday. And then right after that, I was like, okay, well, I'm sitting in Wausau. I was supposed to have an appointment at 4:30. So I'm going to look through my leads, see what I wrote down, see if I can schedule someone. And there's someone who reached out to me later saying, hey, do you still have any openings? And I didn't, due to my schedule. So I called him up. He said he was available. And then he was like 1.5 miles away. And I went to him, and then I sold a $930 policy. So it was pretty nice. Or else I would have left with only one sale that day for all that work. So I didn't want to do that. So I just kept on going until I sold another one.
That's awesome. That's Steve Giordano would always say, like, I never left the field if I didn't have like a day that he wanted. You just stay out and keep door knocking. So that's super cool. And then so I mean, you had an awesome first week. Do you have any, so just to wrap this up, do you have any like goals for this month? Like what's your goal for this month? What's your goal for Chicago?
Well, I mean, I have a lot of goals. My original goal, I was asked, I think my first dial day actually, what my goal was for sales the first month, and I said 20K. But now that I sold 6K the first week, I don't know, if I feel like if I could keep on hitting the ground running, I could get, I don't know, probably 30, something like that. Depending on how the tide falls. Yeah, so I would like to sell 30, give or take, and then maybe book a 20 appointment 2 days would be nice, because I've only booked 10 and 11, but I know I can. It's just the way the luck falls, you know. But I would like to maybe schedule 20 appointments in 2 days. That'd be pretty sweet. Or sell 30K in the month.
You can door knock, do it, you know, when you're putting an activity, that's good.
Yeah, I haven't door knocked yet, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't done that yet.
You have all those leads, but it's okay.
I know.
So, do you have any goals for the year, since it is the new year?
After tax, expenses, all that, because I'm that type of person where, based off the class I take, I'll always account like, okay, what I spend in leads, gas, whatever, taxes, I take all that. After tax, everything else, I'd like to make 6 figures after all that. So in total, without counting any of that, over 200K would be cool. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for hopping on. Everyone have a good rest of your dial day. And we'll talk to you later. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Oh shoot! I don't know how to stop this thing.
I don't know. What's up?
Stop it. Okay.